Welcome everybody on YouTube, my name is Kobe, welcome to Nimbus Gaming, and today we'll be looking at the weekly reset in Warframe for the week October 13th through 19th, and for this week we'll also be having the option to play the demo. We'll be able to play the 1999 demo in game, so that will be fun. That's on the 16th, so that should be this Wednesday, I believe. So yeah. Let's go ahead and sign in and then take a look at all the stuff that's all the rotations and all that stuff. Alright, so starting off the week with, so for the Nightwave this week we currently have, and as you guys can see, I haven't gotten around to getting the Unseen Dread mod. I just wasn't up for completing the Dveri puzzles last week. And for this week, we currently have the kill 500 Eximus, well, 500 enemies, 30 Eximus, and complete 15 missions. These are here every week. And for this week's Elite missions, we have complete 5 different Steel Path missions. That's easy once you're in Steel Path. Kill 1500 enemies. This is very easy to do. You'll just accumulate this passively. And complete 3 Sabotage missions. Okay, these seem pretty easy. And gain a total of 5,000 standing across all Syndicate factions. I'm not sure what that means. I'm assuming it just means get 5,000 standing, which is like 3 missions, so that's pretty easy. I'm not sure if that's what it means though, but if it is, then that's pretty easy. And kill 150 enemies with the primary weapon. And as you guys know, we could also get potatoes here, as well as 19 extract, and a few helmets. And when it comes down to helmets, it's really up to personal preference. Also the Cycron Solstice skin. Yeah. Let's see here. We have that weird Corvex helmet. We also have a Hildren helmet, which I might take, which I might actually get because I just made a build on Hildren, and I really do. I want some fashion for her, but I don't really like her deluxe skin all that much. And for the mods, we have the Aura mods Physique, Sniper Scavenger, Sprint Boost, and Rejuvenation. Rejuvenation is pretty good if you're like an early game player. Same thing with Physique. Sniper Scavenger doesn't really get used much. And you could also get these from just completing the Apothic missions on Earth. Sprint Boost is awesome. And we have Bursting Mass for the Mutalist Squanta, as well as Combat Reload for the Tigress. Oh, we also have Holster Amp. Yeah. So we have the Glaive skin, the Glaive blueprint here. We have the Rubico mod, Volt, the Supra, as well as the Tetra mod. That's also cool. Okay, cool. So nothing too crazy here in the Nightwave. So let's go ahead and take a look at the Dveri stuff. So for Dveri, we currently have in the normal path, or the normal circuit, currently have Garuda, Baruch, and Hildren. So essentially these are the Fortuna frames, and Hildren is the hardest frame to get in my opinion when it comes on to actually just building her. I haven't even built the base form or base version of Hildren yet, so go ahead and get her. Though you will still have to complete the Exploiter Orb missions to get the toroids needed to actually craft her, so I guess not, because you get the parts and the toroids from completing the same mission, so you could always just do that. Or you could get the parts here and then go do the missions to get the toroids. It really depends on what you want to do. Alright, later. And for the Steel Path version of the circuit, let's see exactly what we got here. So we have essentially the the starting weapons essentially. So we have the Bratton, the Lado, the Skana, the Paris, and the Kunai Incarnate Genesis. To be honest, I haven't really messed around with any of these to that much. I do know that some people say the Skana, or on the Prisma Skana, is pretty awesome. And the Kunai, it's okay. The Paris is pretty good, if I'm being honest. The Paris is pretty good based on what I've seen and heard. I haven't really played with it that much, but it's pretty good based on the reviews that I've seen. The Bratton, There's the Burstin. The Burstin is better than the Bratton. The Lado, the Sicarus just came out, and there's also the... Is it a Lex? Does the Lex have an Incarnate? I could be mistaken both of them, but... When it comes on to these, I'd say get the Scana and the Paris. If you already have these, you could go ahead and get the Lado and the Bratton, whichever one you really see working out for you. And if you've already gotten all of those, you could always scroll over and get yourself some rifle ribbon mods, pistol ribbon mods, melee ribbon mods, or even 20,000 Kuva. And that's pretty much it for the Incarnate. So let's go ahead and take a look and see what the creatures have in the... If anyone in DE is ever watching my videos, or ever sees this video in particular, could we please get an option to go to navigation from the Dharma Zone? I'm begging. Also, let's see what Acrithis has. So she has a formal blueprint, as well as both Warframe and Weapon Excellence adapters, and some Kuva. So nothing too crazy. I wouldn't spend 10 Pathos clamps on a single Forma blueprint. Doesn't seem, beneficial or worth it. I wouldn't spend... Ooh. Oh, these are already built. These aren't blueprints. These may be worth it. These may be worth it. These aren't blueprints, so these may be worth it. But that depends on what you want to do. So now to go to... Let's see what Uncle Teshin has in store for us. What the hell is going on in the chat? I don't know what's going on in chat. Everyone's talking about eggs. I don't know what's going on there. I have no idea. Why eggs? Why eggs of everything? I don't even want to look into that. So to visit Uncle Teshin. But before we even do that, essentially, please remember to go to Iron Wake, especially for my newer Tenno. Please remember to go to Iron Wake once you've completed the Chains and Harrow mission. Remember to go to Iron Wake each week to essentially trade in Riven Slivers to get a Riven mod, a random Riven mod, and some Kuva, and some credits if you want it. So just a little quick shortcut. To go to Teshin, you guys could just come over here in your Syndicates console and click on Conclave, and then click Visit Conclave. And it'll take you directly to Teshin. So this week isn't really too exciting or too crazy. Apart from the fact that we'll be having the demo for $19.99 in game, which I'll be excited to play. If you guys want to see me make a video on that, I probably most likely will, so just be on the lookout for that. And yeah, let me know if you guys are excited for that. Alright, and to see what Teshin has in store, Steel Path Honors. So, a Zar Riven mod. I mean, the Plague Star Za came back this week with the Halloween event on Deimos, the Nabris event. So you could probably get something crazy out of this. So don't knock it and let's try it. But for 75 ST lessons, I do need some of these though. Yeah, let me get this. Sometimes I can't be bothered to actually going out and doing the missions. Okay. Let's go to navigation. Wrong button. And for this week, when it comes on to the Archon shards or the Aran Hunt, we currently have Amar, which is the red shards. Currently have a spy mission, interception, and the showdown. I just can't be asked to do these spy missions here or in sorties, but essentially I just use a Vara and use the auto hacking helmet ability. Works wonders for me. So let's see exactly what we got for Deep Arca Media this week. I had to make a quick cut just now. There was like a bike in the background, like it was making a lot of noise. We call them Yangyangs here in Jamaica. They're essentially like a 100cc bike that just makes a bunch of noise. Uh, Also, if you've gotten to rank 5 with the Kaguya Syndicate, speak to Bird 3, go to Shiny Treasures, and you'll be able to buy a shard for 30,000 rep, which I will be doing. Here we go. Awesome. And now to see what we got in today's EDA. Alright, so it seems we have Exterminate. The modifiers are Fisher Cascade. That's cool. Bold Ventures. So essentially when it comes on to Fisher Cascade, what happens is each second... Yeah, so a bunch of like void portals or void fissures will tear into the missions, and essentially the enemies will keep going up in level once they're open, and you could just go ahead and pop them or destroy them if you want to. But realistically, it doesn't make that much difference because it's an exterminate mission, so you'll probably blitz through this in no time at all. We have Bold Ventures. Okay, it's cool. So this one is the one that allows you to deal more damage while the enemies deal less damage, but they move faster and attack faster. Fortified Foes, Guardian Eximuses units may encounter including Guardian Necromechs. Okay, cool. So it'll be Necromech Eximus. Okay, cool. The Mirror Defense, it's a bit annoying. Security system requires twice as much Vaseline, so now you'll need to actually get like hundreds of little glyphs that are floating around, and essentially that'll heal or bolster the defenses. Enemies will only take damage within 50 meters. Oof. All enemies have overguard. Also, it's not too crazy. It's a mirror defense, so it's still a bit annoying, but it's not too crazy. And we have, for the last one, we have Disruption, which have Unified Purpose, which essentially the enemies will target and destroy conduits. So essentially, if you guys are running in a organized team, you guys could always have someone protecting the conduits while the other 3 persons, or 2, whichever way you want to split it, or you guys could all attack the Necromech all at once to get it out of there quickly before it gets destroyed. Whichever strategy you want to go with. Go ahead. And enemies spawn. Slayed. Slain enemies will burst with void energy. Essentially, once you kill an enemy, they'll leave a little rip of void energy, and once you interact with it or get close to it, it'll pop. And something that I've noticed, I always thought this thing, the void energy, I thought it spawned where the enemy died. That's not the case. It spawns on you. So if you kill an enemy, it spawns where you are. And then if you don't move, it'll just pop on you. So as soon as you just stay mobile, just stay mobile. And enemies also, oof. Now that's annoying. Enemies slowly regenerates their health. This also, this does apply to the Demolist as well. So this applies to the Necromech. So you better be doing a boatload of damage so it doesn't regen its health. Wow, that's a tough week. Ooh, let's see what we got in regards to. I got Dante and Sevgoth. I don't really use Avar that much. She's not really a fun frame for me. I just do use her for spy missions. But I have Dante, which is broken when it comes on to survivability and damage. And I got a room nuking Sevgoth. That's cool. We got the Tenon Glaxion and the Kuva Sobek. Now that's pretty fun. Probably be using the Tenon Glaxion. It's one of my favorite weapons. Kuva Nukor and the Icarius. Icarius is a very slept on weapon. Very, very slept on weapon. And the Nami Solo. I need to equip the Genesis, the Incarnate Genesis to this. Haven't been using it much. We have Powerless for the personal modifiers. We have Powerless. Essentially, you won't be able to use any of your abilities until you kill 50 enemies or until the squad kills 50 enemies. I mean, Fractured, what is this? Frame Curse Syndrome. Essentially, once you're able to then use your powers, or once you're able to then use your abilities while they'll be doing you damage. Oh, that's fun. You can't transfer to your operator. And Knife Step Syndrome. So essentially, you lose 2 health whenever you're moving, and if you jump, you essentially just reset it for a moment. I'll probably be using Dante, because when it comes on to all of these things, they eat away at your overguard instead of your health. So I'll probably be using Dante this week. I really wanted to use Sevagoth, but I'll probably just end up using Dante. So that's it for this week's update when it comes on to this weekly rotation. So hope you guys have a wonderful week. Hope you guys have a fun EDA, fun time this week. And I hope you guys have fun on the 16th when it comes on to playing the 1999 demo. Let me know exactly how that goes whenever you guys get to play it. You guys can shout me out on Twitter, any of that stuff. So thank you guys so much for joining me today. Have a wonderful day. Peace.